Hello everyone, it's been Rock39 here, continuing my series of videos in the search for the most concealment out of all the weapons in the game. And I'll do today's kind of covering two areas at one time. I'll do the shotguns and primaries, as well as the special weapons that you can place in your primary slot. The secondary I'm choosing from the beginning will be the Bernetti 9, which has a concealment number of 34. I will, after going through all of them with this particular secondary, I'll move to something a little less high in concealment, possibly the compact 5 submachine gun, just to show some of the differences if you're using something that has a little more usability as opposed to a pistol like the Bernetti 9. So without further ado, let's get to it. The Predator 12 gauge shotgun can achieve a 20 in concealment, and I've modded it with the Silent Killer suppressor, a concealment boost, and the no stock option. So the detection risk for this one is a 6 with that Bernetti 9 at a 34 in concealment. So 20 isn't that bad, but it's not so great either. Now on to the Rheinfeld 880 shotgun. This one's actually worse than the Bernetti, or than the Predator with the Bernetti, but here we go. I'll show you what I did. I chose the Silent Killer suppressor, the concealment boost, the straight grip, and the short enough stock, all to get it to 18 in concealment, which isn't that great, but it is what it is. I mean, the shotguns are kind of hard to conceal, at least these first two are. Now this one is an exception. It's got a really good number of 26, the M1014 shotgun. I'm using the short barrel, the Silent Killer suppressor, a concealment boost, and the collapse stock. And as you see, the minimum detection risk of 3 is reached by this one when utilized with that Bernetti 9 at a 34 concealment. Now the Raven shotgun is the most concealable primary shotgun you can have right now. So let's go on and take a look at it. I use the short barrel, the Silent Killer suppressor, a concealment boost, and the flip up sight, all allowing it to achieve a 30 in concealment, which is excellent. Now onto the ISMA 12 gauge shotgun with a 19 concealment. I thought those numbers would be a little better, but I was clearly wrong. At either rate, we use the Silent Killer suppressor, a concealment boost, the AK rubber grip, and a skeletal stock. That's the only way it's going to reach 19 in concealment. If you put a sight on or anything else, it's just going to lower that number even more, which we want a high number to get low detection risk. But as you see, 7 isn't so bad, but I really thought the ISMA would have a higher concealment number than that. Now on to the Mosconi 12 gauge shotgun. This particular shotgun, along with the Jocelyn, cannot be silenced, so you're just stuck with what you have. But even with that, the concealment number is pretty good on this one at a 28, and I used the Road Warrior barrel, a concealment boost, and a Gangsta special stock. Those 3 mods combined to give it a 28 concealment, which puts you right at the minimum detection risk, but remember, it will be loud when you shoot that particular shotgun. Now onto the Jocelyn over and under 12 gauge shotgun. Another double barrel which cannot be silenced, so the concealment number isn't that bad, 22, and it's achieved by using the sawed-off barrel, the concealment boost, and the wrist wrecker stock. Once again, with the right primary, I achieved a minimum detection risk with this one as well. But 22 isn't that great in concealment in my opinion. Now here is one of the worst ones, the stakeout 12 gauge shotgun. It is DLC, so for those of you who don't have the barbecue weapon pack, you don't have this to contend with, but the best I could do with this one was 11 in concealment. It does have a couple ways that you can silence this one. You can use the suppressed barrel, which is what I chose, or you can go with the barrel extension of the silent killer suppressor. But as you see, the concealment number stays at 11, so I just chose the suppressed barrel as opposed to putting a suppressor on it. And the concealment boost, and I believe that's all this thing has, and it's in bad shape in my opinion with 11 concealment, but you know, it's there for you to use if you have that DLC. Now here's the other DLC shotgun from the biker character pack. It's the Breaker 12 gauge. This one gives you a pretty decent number of 25 in concealment. I use the short barrel, the silent killer suppressor, a concealment boost, and that was all it is. That's all it has as far as reducing the detection risk through higher concealment. So 25 is as good as it gets with the Breaker 12 gauge. Now I'm going to move on to the Vulcan minigun, which is one of the specials, and its concealment number is pretty low as well, a 12, and I got that number by using the stump barrel, a concealment boost, the I'll take half that kit, and that's it. Considering it's a minigun with over 400 rounds of ammo at a firing rate of 3,000, that 17 detection risk used with that Bernetti 9 doesn't seem so bad. With a concealment of 12, it's really surprising to me that it's that low in detection. Now here, the GL40 grenade launcher, it's got a wonderful concealment number of 27 by using the pirate barrel, a concealment boost, and the sawed-off stock. Definitely low enough in detection to do some things with. High concealment grenade launcher, pretty cool. We're moving on to the OVE 9000 saw, which its concealment number is 17, and that's only impacted by the concealment boost. The other two will not change. The lower receiver won't make or break anything in concealment, same with the magazine. So you only have one option for a boost of concealment, and as you can see, I reach a detection risk of 10. Now the Piglet holds the same concealment number as the saw of 17, so it's going to be a 10 as well. Using the short barrel, a concealment boost, and the no stock option. So 17 is pretty impressive for a gun that can do what it does. Now this is a DLC special weapon, so if you don't have this, I'm sorry for you, but if you do, you know how much fun it is to pull this thing out. It just takes forever to reload, but when you got 6 grenades that you can launch at someone, I think that's a fair trade-off. Here, the flamethrower is another DLC item, and its concealment number is relatively low. We got 8, and once again, the only thing you can do to lower concealment on this is add a concealment boost. So 8 is as good as it gets. When coupled with that Bernetti 9 at a 34, you're walking around at a 23 detection risk. Now on to the Plains Rider bow, also DLC. This one, and most of the bows come with a really high concealment number as is. This is only benefiting from a concealment boost, taking it to 31. The light crossbow comes in at a 31 in concealment. No, 30. I'm sorry, a 30 in concealment. Once again, these weapons are really high in concealment as is, so putting a +1 boost might not be worth it, but I did it anyway, trying to show the maximum reach by all the weapons. Here the English longbow comes in with a concealment boost as well, and it's reaching 30 concealment. So you'll never have any trouble reaching minimum detection risk using a bow with that Bernetti 9. Same with the heavy crossbow. It's a concealment number with a concealment boost is a 29. So 28 is, you can live with that if you don't want to waste a concealment boost on it. But as you see, all of the crossbows and regular bows, which are all DLC, will stay at a minimum detection risk of 3. Now I'm going to go back to the very beginning here for the Predator 12 gauge, and now I'm going to put, let's say my Judge shotgun, or if you don't want to use a shotgun, here I'll use this. The Judge I have, the way I use it, and this compact 5 submachine gun have the same concealment number of 30. So just for, you know, logic, instead of running a shotgun and a shotgun, I'll run a shotgun and an SMG. So I'm going to show you the difference now. There's a 12 with this one. If you look up at the top left corner, you'll see my reputation, and my infamy card just below it is the detection meter, and that's going to be changing as I switch from each shotgun and special weapon to show you the difference now. 12 with the Predator, 14 with the Rheinfeld, 3 with the M1014, it's really good. 3 detection risk with the Raven. The Ishma goes to 13. Mosconi stays at 3. Jocelyn increases to 9. The Stakeout 26. The Breaker up 1 to 4. Now the Vulcan minigun goes to 23. The GL40 stayed at a 3. The Saw up to 16. Same as the Piglet, 16. The Flamethrower takes you to 35. And the bow stays at 3. I believe all of them do. Yes, so even using a compact 5 submachine gun that's kind of really nice to use, I use this particular one modded this way, and it does its job. It's really comparable to most of the, well, just to give you an idea, it's comparable to the Car 4 rifle, as if you're going to mod it for loud as a primary. This one it's right on line with that one, except you get more ammunition in your total ammo. So even with compact 5 submachine gun, for the most part all the specials except for the flamethrower can give you a really decent detection risk for being specials. Now as far as the shotguns go, all but the Stakeout and the Isma, as well as the Rheinfeld and the Predator, seem to be pretty good at keeping a detection risk pretty low. But that's something that you'll have to discover on your own. You do know the maximum amount of concealment that you can get out of these. So with that, I'm going to call this video done, and take care, be well, and good games everyone.